tonight. The Gata family grateful to the government for national hero status bestowed upon the late Dr. Sidney Gata.
In our This and That feature tonight, tourism players in Motoko district name their facilities after the area's cultural heritage and ancestral legacy.
And in our science and technology feature tonight, Chirezi Government High School produces a plant disease detector application.
And coming up later on in sport, Caps United keep Scotland's ambitions at bay after beating the New Boys by 1-0 at Rufaro Stadium.
Now those were our headlines. We'll now give you the news in detail.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa says Zimbabwe is on course to achieve food self-sufficiency driven by a good harvest, with focus on increasing agricultural exports.
He was speaking at the 25th ZANU-PF National Consultative Assembly in Harare this Friday.
The National Consultative Assembly is assured that our ZANU-PF party will continue to pay particular attention to increasing production productivity in the agricultural sector, as well as through the village business units. More boreholes will be drilled at the village level, while inputs under the Fumbudza Intwasa program will continue to be distributed in good time. We must remain a food secure country and increase exports of our agricultural products. Zvinosvodesa kuti Zimbabwe tigosunza chikafu kubva kune dzimwe nyika dziri pedo nesu. Hativashuvirawo kuti vasunze kubva kwatiri, asi isu hatidi kusuzva kubva kwavari. We need to add value to benefit our farmers. Our people should get the best possible prices for all our local Zimbabwean products. Following the successful 2024-2025 rainfall season, we are set for yet another bump harvest. I call upon you, the party leadership here assembled, to encourage our farmers to deliver grain to the Grain Marketing Board and to utilize the grain collection depots in the designated areas across provinces and districts. We are not happy with side marketing. In the process, the ZANU-PF-led programs and projects are inclusive and are being undertaken in all provinces, districts, and wards.
Two suspects in the $4 million United States Ecobank heist have been arrested in South Africa.
In a statement by the Zimbabwe Republic Police on its X handle, the police confirmed the arrest of Abraham Temai Vumbunu and Elijah Temai Vumbunu in connection with the $4 million United States Bulawayo Ecobank robbery heist, which occurred on the 3rd of October last year. The suspects were arrested this Saturday, the 5th of July, in South Africa. According to the police spokesperson, Commissioner Ponyati, due processes of the law are now taking effect for the suspects' extradition to Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is still, however, pursuing the arrest of the other suspects who are linked to the case. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Harare.
Construction of the Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa Law School in Kwekwe is progressing well, with the first phase of the project set for completion next month.
The Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa Law School, a branch of the Midland State University MSU, is expected to transform the education sector with construction works at an advanced stage. The project is among signature projects by the institution towards promotion of innovation and industrialization.
The first phase of this project, which focuses on the Faculty of Law, the construction part of it, is intended to be complete within the next 2 months so that this project can be launched. But it's a long-term or medium-term project in that there are 3 faculties that will be located on this premises.
Government is equally impressed by the construction works, noting the school will play a critical role in reshaping the educational sector.
This is a fantastic development which is being done by the MSU, and the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mzhidziwa, is leading his team to show us how much work they've done. The reason also why we are here is because we are now drafting the aims of that we want to achieve in the NDS2. So NDS2, in terms of our development of the university, will include the completion of these 3 aspects.
The MSU Law School is built to host the university's graduation ceremony in September this year. Karajushe, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
The Second Republic's Public-Private Partnerships Initiative has transformed the quality of education in Goromonzi district of Mashonaland East Province.
The developments, which are a result of public-private partnerships, include a classroom block and a computer laboratory at Oliver Juru Primary School, constructed by the School Development Association in partnership with 2 local private companies, a gesture welcomed by the local community.
Nekuti vabereki vane tiri kubatsirana nawo sepurogiramu yakataurwa naPresident kuti nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. Kuno kuvabereki vekuno kwaJuru vari kuvaka vene vavo, ndo vari kutibatsira kuvaka chikoro.
Zvinhu zvese zviri kuratidza kuti local authority iri kuembracea donzvo raPresident riri kumeka sure kuti tiri kuembrace everyone, leaving no one and no place behind.
At Bosha Secondary School, a local non-governmental organization, Unlimited Hope Alliance, and the Australian Embassy funded the establishment of a piped water scheme and a horticulture project which has empowered the community.
Pachikoro zvinezvi mvura yatitira zvakanaka. Nokuti nguva zhinji zvaitika matichers anga asagare pano nedambudziko rekushaya mvura yakachena yekunwa.
To partner with Unlimited Hope for the second time speaks volumes to how Australia recognises the value of the work that Unlimited Trust is doing in serving communities in Goromonzi and helping them to achieve sustainable development.
Government says it appreciates the role being played by development partners and private players in transforming communities.
On behalf of the people of Mashonaland East Province, on behalf of Goromonzi District, I want to express our profound gratitude. As you have noted, Your Excellency, Zimbabwe is a beautiful people. Zimbabwe is a beautiful country.
Another block constructed by a local religious organization at Umrisa Primary School was also commissioned by the Mashonaland East Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Itai Ndudzo. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Goromonzi.
Mutare will host this year's ZANU-PF Annual National People's Conference set for October as preparations for the event gather momentum.
The ZANU-PF Manicaland Provincial Coordinating Committee PCC meeting held in Mutare this Sunday saw the party rolling into motion processes to mobilize resources for the annual National People's Conference. The party has endorsed the Mutare Polytechnic Pavilion grounds as the main venue for the conference, with the Mutare Sports Club ground set to host a business exhibition. The meeting, which also congratulated Comrade Dorothy Mabika for assuming the position of the Provincial Women's League chairperson, saw the party leadership in Manicaland forming 11 committees to scale up preparations for the conference that will run from the 13th to the 18th of October, where 4,000 delegates are expected to attend.
Makatidadisa pane conference makaita mapledge pakabuda mambe 87 zvakaverengwa mucentral committee izvozvo tandakatwa kudada zvakapangidza first kuti tawa empowered ndafara chaizvo nefundraising yomaita muno Inini ndinotarisira kuti tichaita conference which is very successful. Izvo takaita mapledge yati airiwerengwa wakatoona kuti Manicaland is very united. Unity is very important. Ndoda kutora mukana uno kukorokotedza Comrade Dorothy Mabika nekuwina kwakaita. Chechipiri takarasikirwa negamba guru Dr. Gata. So isu nana Comrade Super na chairman wedu takakumbira national hero status.
Manicaland Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution Advocate Mshegu Mugadza, who is also a ZANU-PF Central Committee member, said preparations to host both the Sanganai Hlanganani Kombanai Tourism Expo and the National People's Conference are on course.
We are ready for this conference. We are putting all the things in place and the measures, taking all the measures to make sure kuti chirongwa ichi chinofamba zvakanaka. Saka chiri kufadza ndechekuti program idzi dzichaitwa pavenue dzakangobatana dzinenge dzingori next door to each other, saka facilities acha complement each other.
A minute of silence was observed in honor of the late national hero Dr. Sidney Gata, who hails from Manicaland province. The meeting ended with an assessment tour of the conference venue by PCC members and government officials. Kenya Sivuje, ZBC News, Mutari.
And that story now takes us to our Montrose studios where Arthur Evans is on standby. Good evening to you, Arthur.
Thank you so much, Tariro. The government has condemned shoddy workmanship at the ongoing construction of Bale Rural Health Centre in Hwange District, imploring the contractor to shape up.
Works done at Bale Clinic, where government spent $200,000 United States dollars for the project, have disappointed stakeholders who include both government and the community. The two small structures already falling apart did not impress the special advisor to the president on monitoring of government programs, Dr. Joram Kumbo, who was in the company of community members and other government officials on Thursday.
Already breaking apart before we've even started using it. The window latches, they were also coming apart. The door hinges, some of them are already coming apart. And for our, especially for the health post building, for our minimum requirements for registration of our of a medical facility, of a health facility, it does not meet the requirements. Even before we apply for registration from Health Professions Authority, there is a lot of things that need to be corrected.
Clinic ayokuya tabekumbira kasakasaka na kutoa matenda, they should involve us. Tina vanhu vanokwanisa kuvaka buildings mabodo within our area. Zutabona ku clinic ayozoya azitoreverekeka zunhu zubizwa kuti kuinvite unkurana saba special advisor mu president's office kujako yeva yabo yananga sandi zvoti tisa kasakasa zokuti ndevetingana kuri kuta kunami sivi ndokuya kwangu ndevetingana zvadhirizwa izvo yazotangisa vopya.
As the community is saying, there needs to be consultation, intense consultation, if I should say, for the particularly the clinics area. The education side, the primary and secondary education side is okay, but the short work that has been done at the clinic will at one stage have some problems of registering the facility and also even for the place to be passed by the health department.
Government set aside resources for the construction of the clinic in the area after realizing the need for such a facility, as the community has been traveling 19 kilometers to access the nearest healthcare center away in Dinde. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Hwange.
Harnessing Zimbabwe's rich language and cultural diversity for socio-economic development has been cited as a key part of achieving the country's vision of an empowered upper middle income economy and society by 2030.
In an interview with ZBC News, the Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Umphile Marupi, said language is not just a tool for communication, but a key to preserving Zimbabwe's heritage. Dr. Marupi applauded the introduction of community radio stations across the country as they actively promote indigenous languages and culture through curriculum-based learning and radio content that amplifies culture. He revealed cultural diversity should be seen as a strength, not a barrier, urging the media, artists and educators to embrace local languages.
Sibone uqhakatheka sithakazelele uqhakatheka kwendimi zethu njengesizwe sinanzelela lokho esukumumetheyo kusekelo sombuso ukuthi indimi zethu zingaki kanti kuseselezinye njalo omongameli welizwe uDr. Edie Mnangagwa athe kusafanele zingene ngoba zingenelanga. Kufanele thina njengomsakazo wesizwe sifinyelele ukufika endaweni ezinengi kusizwe sonke seZimbabwe. Uye Bite Bridge kulamavenda kulamajawunda kulamasuthu kathekile ukuthi khonena njengomsakazo wesizwe kungakhathalekile ukuthi i-radio kumbe ngumabona kude amagagasi afike kulezo ndawo ukuze abantu baphatheke kunhlelo eziyaba zisenzakala.
The Deputy Minister stressed that language, equity and cultural awareness are important to informing, educating and uniting the nation.
One of Zimbabwe's longest-serving chiefs, the late Chief Sogwala of Loagweru, has been buried at his rural home this Sunday.
Chief Sogwala was 92 years, died last week on Monday after a short illness. The late chief, who was ordained chief in 1981, leaves a great void to the Sogwala family and the community at large.
Chief Wetu was a larger-than-life character, a luminary. You see, a very big man, a man with exceptional decorum, propriety, deportment, and disposition. A man who loved everyone. You see, he didn't care whether you were Shona, Ondebele, or Kalanga, or what. He embraced everyone.
Chief Mona, the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Owen Ngwe, says the nation has lost a great leader who was a visionary.
Until his appointment as a substantive chief in November 10, 1981, which heralded the beginning of a transformative era for his community and the area under his jurisdiction. The late chief worked closely with the Revolutionary Party, ZANU-PF.
The Chiefs Council says they have lost a fountain of wisdom who was instrumental in shaping upcoming traditional leaders.
Ubese ngomunye womthunzi ayikho neMidlands kuphela kodwa kithi sonke esikhona izinduna ubese ngumthunzi ngoba ngomunye wabantu abadala kuhlanganiso yethu. Inhlanganiso yethu zananzela ukuthi khathesi silabantu abatsha kuba kuhle ukuthi abantu abatsha baxubane labantu abadala.
Silahlekelwe kakhulu uChief Sogwala ibindoda emadodeni. Ngikutsho lokho ngoba ube ngumuntu obemeli iqiniso. Ube ngasimuntu obengakuthembisa into angasoka yenze.
Ubaba uSogwala sebenzela iminyaka engu20. Sisebenze kuhle ngoba kuGweru district nguye okade engu-senior chief njoba nalizwile ukubana sesebenze more than 40 years. He was just a wonderful man, obviously advisor tina ama junior chiefs.
The late Chief Sogwala is survived by his wife, 13 children and several grandchildren. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Loagweru.
Positive strides have been made to end GBV, gender-based violence, in local communities as more survivors are taking to action by speaking out against the abuse.
In 2008, Dadira Ipinfo, a resident of Kapurura village in Mbire district, never knew the dangers of gender-based violence until last year after being enrolled to the Start Awareness Support Action SASA program being implemented by Katswe Sisterhood in marginal areas.
Ndakarorwa mugore ka2008 1918 years takalipa kuti ndikasike kuroorwa ino yekuti ndasina baba ndandina mai saka kurarama kwacho kwangu kwakaoma ndakapera rangu 27 saka pandakaroorwa inini chandaiziwawo kunyanyanyanya zvemhirizhonga mudzimba zvemapowers nezveHIV hapana chandaiziva ndakazviziva last year ndatanga kudzidzawo nezvesa.
Together with community champions like Nathan Munetsi, the program has created awareness on GBV, making a clarion call for people to speak out.
Ndinoshanda necommunity ndichidzidzisana nawo maringe nezvekudzimira mhirizhonga mudzimba. Ndingati kubva zvandatanga program vanhu vakati wandei pari zvino vakwanisa kuziva kuti kana tichitaura zvemhirizhonga chii chinonzi mhirizhonga. Zvekare kana tichitaura nezvekuti zvone ma-early child marriages tichitaura nezvezvo.
Katswe Sisterhood Head of Operations, Ms. Chengetai Chininga said communities are now empowered to challenge harmful norms and attitudes that perpetuate GBV, creating a safer environment for women and girls.
To mobilize our communities and ensuring demand creation, where we try to encourage communities to access services. So we use an outreach model. We also refer to various service providers so that when someone faces gender-based violence or is in need of a sexual reproductive health and rights service, they are also able to access. So through the outreach model, we've been getting quite a number of cases being reported. That means gender-based violence is no longer a private matter.
The program is receiving funding from the National AIDS Council under the social contracting model adopted by the government, with optimism that the district, which has a 92,000 strong population, a 4.2% HIV prevalence rate and a 0.06% HIV precedence rate, will maintain and even reduce the low figures when compared with provincial and national statistics. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Bire.
My name is Arthur Evans for the Montrose News Desk. We'll be back on the other side of the break with more news, so do stay with us.
Win big in the EcoCash Chakataya Ziawaku EcoCash promotion with over 200,000 winners. Earn at least 20 points when you cash in. Send money, buy airtime or data, make payments, receive money from the diaspora, or receive your salary via EcoCash. And you could be in the running to win an all-expenses-paid trip to watch an AFCON match in Morocco, a holiday for two in Dubai, solar kits, cows, fridges, gas stoves, motorbikes, cash, airtime, and so much more. It's simple. Simply transact, earn points, and win in the Chakataya Ziawaku EcoCash promotion. Dial *151# or use the EcoCash app now. EcoCash. Live life the EcoCash way.
Looking for a smarter way to shop? Say hello to TM Pick and Pay Click and Collect. No cash, no delivery fees, just quick and easy pickup at your convenience. So whether you're busy at work or visiting your loved ones, we've got your groceries covered. Fast, friendly, and cashless. Get the app today and shop smarter with TM Pick and Pay.
The Committee on Standing Rules and Orders of the Parliament of Zimbabwe is mandated in terms of Section 237 of the Constitution to invite the public to nominate candidates for possible appointment by His Excellency the President of Zimbabwe to serve as commissioners on independent commissions. The terms of office for the current commissioners of the Zimbabwe Media Commission will soon expire, resulting in 8 vacancies. In light of this, the Committee on Standing Rules and Orders invites the public to submit nominations for individuals to be considered for possible appointments to the Commission. For more information, kindly visit the Parliament website www.pauzim.gov.zw or X Parliament Zim, Facebook Parliament of Zimbabwe. Parliament of Zimbabwe, a strong, independent, people-driven, world-class parliament.
Right, our first order of business is to determine which constituency will be best served.
Point of order!
On what point of order are you raising up?
According to iFood chapter yetu, chapter 2, clause 6.
Yes.
Ithini ngokudla kuma meeting? Ungichasisele ukuthi uhamba njani?
Unene buku kara. Stand up and come forward.
Yes.
Nichikafu cho, yanacho chikafu chocho, yanacho.
Take him out. Yes.
Chicken slice. Today is Wednesday. Wangu Wednesday. Let me dispose of this.
Enjoy Wangu Wednesdays with Chicken Slice. Get an extra free chicken piece or medium chips when you order a 2-slicer every Wednesday at Chicken Slice. I crave it.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We now give you our This and That feature. Preserving cultural heritage for posterity is a priority for any nation. A revolution has emerged in Mutoko, where tourism players in the district are naming their facilities after the area's cultural heritage and ancestral legacy. And we get more details in the next report.
From its Buja cultural heritage to its unique and sacred mountains and caves, Mutoko has emerged as the home of tourism and hospitality in Mashonaland East Province, boasting of several facilities constructed by local entrepreneurs. Behind the tourism resorts lie a new cultural revolution, with players naming their facilities after the areas, mountains, caves and ancestral legacies.
Nyamakwere Lodge, Nyamakwere. Tete guru redu remabvunza wabaya takaona kuti tivaremekedze zvakakosha pakuti vana vanozvarwa vanenge vachitoziva history vanenge vachitotaurirwa zvokutoti izvozvi vanhu vanosvika pano tinovataurira nhoroondo yekwakabva Nyamakwere.
Zita rekuti Dhana rakabva pana mai vedu vaiva nezita rekuti Rodhana Musunda. Mai basa ravo kazhinji vaibatsira vazhinji vemunharaunda medu vakanga vane matambudziko echikafu vanga vechii. Pamusoro pedu paizikanwa nemabasa ekuti mai vaibatsira kubvira makore ekuma1980s. Saka ndo legacy yatoda kuteedzera iyoyo yakasiiwa naamai vedu vanova Rodhana Musunda.
While there's an adage which says there's nothing in a name, in Mutoko the names are loaded with meaning. Talk of Ruchera resorts named after the sacred Ruchera caves just outside Mutoko Center, Gori Resort named after Gori Mountain in Mutoko North, and the Suswe Resort named after another sacred mountain.
Gori igomo rinoigwa na mambo kuno kwa Mutoko. So takaona kuti rega tisimudzire mweya yawo nesimba rawo makomo imomo.
Zita Ruchera rakabva kumacaves ari muno maMutoko 5 kilometers kubva panapa. Saka sevanhu vari kupromota tourism toda kuti vanhu vakasvika muno maMutoko tovaendesa kuti tichivaratidza history yeMutoko, tichivayeuchidza kuti nevaRuchera caves haishandiswawo nevakuru vekudhara. Toenda kumaruins eMutoko tichisimudzira zita racho rekuti Ruchera neMutoko yacho.
The name Suswe itself, it's actually the name of a mountain that is just close to our homestead there in Mutoko, in Nyamakope village. Most of the buildings that we are going to have at Suswe will be resemble of our natural heritages in and around Mutoko.
Mutoko District Culturalist Mr. Wanda Karumazondo weighs in on the importance of using names as part of cultural preservation.
Toona kuti zvinokosha vachitora mazita emakomo vachiisa mazita mabasa evanenge vachiita zvinobatsira kuita kuti kunyange navashanyi vachiyevezwa kuti vakaona gomo wozoona nzvimbo dzavari kubatiwa zvakanaka dzavanozororera kana kurara, izvozvo zvinofadza.
The famous line, "What's in a name?" from William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet essentially asks if the name itself has any meaning or importance beyond its function as a label. It suggests that names are arbitrary and don't define the essence of a person or thing, implying that they are merely labels. However, it is clear the Mutoko Cultural Revolution stands out as an example of how names go beyond just being a label to carry a nation's identity and cultural heritage. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Mutoko.
Young minds in high school institutions continue to be innovative, with a robotics team at Chiredzi Government High School producing a plant disease detector application. The details in our science and technology feature tonight.
Under the heritage-based curriculum designed to foster critical thinking, problem solving, as well as equipping learners with essential skills to tackle challenges of a rapidly evolving world, the robotics team at Chiredzi Government High School produced a plant disease detector application in a move meant to promote the use of smart agricultural technologies in farming. The application, which they termed Plant Expert, was developed using Android Studio, Java, and artificial intelligence computer softwares.
We have developed a new application which detects plant diseases and pests. The name of our application is Farm Expert. Our application allows the capturing of images, then scan the plant and gives an output whether the plant is affected or not. If it is affected, it gives the name of the disease that will be affecting the plant. Our application has also a database of remedies for plant diseases.
We developed this system using Android Studio. For the front end and the back end of the system, we've used Java as the programming language. We've also incorporated artificial intelligence with the system for precise predictions of the crop, and we've also implemented 2 data sets for now, which are maize and cotton, but we are looking forward to improve the system and include more crops in our database. This system will help many farmers around the world, locally, in large scale or small scale.
Alexia Wellington, an Upper 6 Sciences student at Chiredzi Government High School, walks us through the application.
We've got a capture button, gallery, and remedies. At the capture button, it is where you take an image of the plant that you want to diagnose the plant, the pests or diseases affecting it. Also, we've got the gallery button. You can select the image based on the image that you have in your cell phone, and the remedies page where you can get the suggested remedies on the pests and diseases affecting your plant. So, in operating the system, first you have to select the plant where you choose from the navigation bar. You've got a maize plant, so we're going to select maize corn. After that, you're going to capture an image of the plant that you want to diagnose for. And you take the image and you select the image. These are the results that you got for our maize plant.
Such innovations, which focus on transforming the agriculture sector, are key in integrating advanced tools in farming as well as data-driven approaches to optimize farming processes. Gaima Tambo, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
In our Sunbiz tonight, Zimbabwe's manufacturing sector emerged as the top contributor of the overall economic output in 2024, accounting for more than 15%. And Stanley James has the details.
According to the annual gross domestic product GDP figures released by the Zimbabwe National Statistics Agency ZIMSTAT this Saturday, a rebound in the manufacturing sector output created favorable conditions for the growth of the sector in terms of earnings, taxes contributions, and employment creation during the year under review. The mining and quarrying industries were in the second position, accounting for over 14% in terms of contributions to overall economic output, followed by the wholesale, retail, and trade sector, agricultural production, banking and finance, among others. The growth in the manufacturing sector is attributed to new investments by companies, value addition strategies, and overall contributions to exports.
We've got to appreciate and understand the fact that a well-performing manufacturing sector generally contributes towards job creation. It also boosts a value addition, but apart from value addition, it also significantly reduces the import bill and increases exports. Generally, we've got to expect a significant increase, but there are also a number of determinants that we've got to look at. We've got to look at infrastructure development. We've got to look at issues to do with power.
It also emerged during the annual general meeting of the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange listed entities Zimplo Limited that the massive investments in the steel projects will further accelerate growth of the manufacturing, agriculture and mining sectors.
The mechanization projects that are ongoing are a fantastic idea. And if you take the amount of land that we need to put under irrigation, under crop, mechanization is really the only way to get there.
The government is introducing several incentives aimed at increasing production to sustain overall macroeconomic prosperity. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
We're off to a break and return with our sports update. Stay with us.
The Committee on Standing Rules and Orders of the Parliament of Zimbabwe is mandated in terms of Section 237 of the Constitution to invite the public to nominate candidates for possible appointment by His Excellency the President of Zimbabwe to serve as commissioners on independent commissions. The terms of office for the current commissioners of the Zimbabwe Media Commission will soon expire, resulting in 8 vacancies. In light of this, the Committee on Standing Rules and Orders invites the public to submit nominations for individuals to be considered for possible appointments to the Commission. For more information, kindly visit the Parliament website www.pauzim.gov.zw or X Parliament Zim, Facebook Parliament of Zimbabwe. Parliament of Zimbabwe, a strong, independent, people-driven, world-class parliament.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The South African national men's cricket team, the Proteas, have laid the foundation of a big first innings score after losing the day on 465 runs for 4 in the opening day of the second test match against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo.
It was a tough day on the field for Zimbabwe's Chevrons as the Proteas ran riot spearheaded by a record-breaking innings from skipper Vian Mulder. The South Africans who lost 2 wickets early in the first hour after beautiful bowling from Tanaka Chivanga and Wellington Masakadza masterminded an emphatic comeback to take the reins on the first day of play. Just like in the first match of the series, Tanaka Chivanga got the early breakthrough for Zimbabwe, getting the prized wicket of Tony Dezozi for 10 runs before Wellington Masakadza dismissed debutant Lesego Senokwane for 3 runs to leave South Africa reeling on 24 runs for 2. Mulder, however, was determined to swing the fortune chain for his lads. Promoted to number 3 on the batting card and being assigned as the skipper, Proteas captain Mulder was the hitman in charge for the Proteas, anchoring their innings to help them fight back from 2 wickets down for 24 runs to a mammoth score by stumps on day 1. Mulder put on a 184-run third wicket stint with David Bedingham before playing aggressor in a 217-run partnership with Luandri Pretorius for the 4th wicket as South Africa enjoyed their time at the park. The skipper hit boundaries at will, finding gaps and taking advantage of Zimbabwe's sloppy fielding en route to a record-breaking innings as he surpassed a 57-year-old record for the most runs on debut as captain. The 27-year-old, who was unbeaten on 264 runs after day 1, is still on course to break a South African 22-year-old record held by Graham Smith for the most runs by a South African captain in a single innings, as he is just 13 runs shy of the milestone. With South Africa in control after day 1, the Chevrons will seek to claim early scalps this Monday and restrict the Proteas to a lower scoring rate. Zimbabwe won the toss and elected to bowl first. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Harare Giants, Caps United, have kept Scotland's ambitions at bay after beating the New Boys by a solitary goal at Rufaro Stadium this Sunday.
After a lengthy social media battle, Scotland and Caps United got a chance to settle their scores on the pitch this Sunday at their shared home venue, Rufaro Stadium. Battling for double-breaking rights, the home team failed to match their nickname Maviravira as they were termed inside their own territory by Caps United. Makepekepe, who have refound their rhythm, put faith in their mid-season signings, a move that reaped reward as newly signed Congolese forward Chris Mugalu got off the mark in the Premiership in his debut start for Caps United. The veteran forward, who has acquired vast experience from across different leagues around the world, produced the defining moment of the match to hold still the ambitious Scotland outfit to 28 points, 12 points off the pace of runaway log leaders Moors. Elsewhere at Butter Stadium in Gweru, Highlanders could not find their winning formula back as they were held to a nil-all draw by bottom of the log Kwekwe United. The student versus teacher affair at Gibo Stadium produced no winner as Yebet Maruo's Tail One fought back to secure a point against Triangle United. Reynaud Guarati, ZBC News.
Mount Darren-based side Agama is making waves in the Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League with focus on landing promotion into the top flight league at the end of the season.
Agama Football Club beat Orden Football Club 1-0 at Fura Stadium this Saturday to maintain second position in the Northern Region Soccer League table, where it is tied on 38 points with Ngombe Yaora Football Club. The win was courtesy of a lone goal from Alec Jiume towards the end of the first half. Agama captain Tinashe Balakasi spoke on the tightly contested match.
Game pakutanga pacho ranga home mbichana. But second half tazono kadzirisa 1-2-3 vatadzoka tiri more composed tichipasa saka zvinhu zvakawanda zvakatibatsira tiwanike tichi maintain 1-0 tanta first half.
Agama coach Paul Chimalizeni, who has been with the team for only 9 days, winning 3 matches in the process, praised his players for focusing on the sole ticket to the Premier Soccer League.
I like winning things, so I'm here to win championship. That's the true fact of the matter. Yeah, as a coach, just like another coach, you need to win championship and you get into Premier League.
Orden coach Arthur Tutani, who is Chimalizeni's predecessor, considered Agama was the better team of the day.
I can say they played very well. They're a very good side.
Meanwhile, Fura Stadium has become the place to be in Mount Darwin every weekend as Agama has earned a loyal legion of soccer fans.
We are looking forward to kupinda PSL. And those second year redu and our away winnings are very good and healthy.
Kumva bwino so Chimalizeni amariza ntchito yonse popeza kuti tachaya 3 teams Chimalizeni pamene anabwera kuno ku team yathu ya Agama.
In other matches played on Saturday in the Northern Region Soccer League Division 1, log leaders Ngombe Yaora drew 1-0 with Moors under 19 at Kwanzura Stadium, while Trojan Stars beat Cranbourne Bullets 1-0 at Trojan Mine Stadium. Chinoi Stars beat Black Rhinos 1-0 at Chinoi Stadium. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mount Darwin.
Zimbabwe added to their medals tally at the ongoing African Union Sports Council Region 5 Youth Games after Tori Dor scooped a bronze medal in the 200-meter freestyle event at Swakopmund, Namibia this Sunday.
Bronze medal takes Zimbabwe's tally to 14 medals at the Region 5 Youth Games in Namibia. And Windhoek, the netball team, the Young Jams, got off to a flying start after thrashing Botswana 76-23 in a Pool B match, showcasing their agility and stamina on the court. The team set the tone in the first quarter, taking a 24 lead. The Young Jams' next match will be against the hosts Namibia on Tuesday. Earlier in the day, the men's volleyball team had a strong start, kicking off their title defense with a resounding 3-0 win over Namibia. This victory came on the back of their gold medal in beach volleyball, and the team looks to continue their winning momentum. In football, Zimbabwe's under-20 teams suffered back-to-back losses in Group A. The men's team lost 3-2 to Namibia, despite a remarkable comeback, having fought back from a 2-0 deficit to level the score 2-2 by half-time. The women's team, on the other hand, suffered a 1-0 loss to Namibia. Zimbabwe's football teams will now look to turn their fortunes around in their final group matches. The men's team will face Angola, where the women's team will play against Malawi on Tuesday. In table tennis, Zimbabwe's teams had a tough outing. The girls' team was booted out in the group stages after losing 3-0 to Malawi, while the men's team fell to South Africa 3-0 in the semi-finals. They now look to change their fortunes in the singles and doubles. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Windhoek.
The curtain has come down on the 2025 edition of the Victoria Falls Marathon, with Fortunate Chidzivo and Blessing Wyson emerging as winners of the full marathon in the female and male categories.
Blessing Wyson and Fortunate Chidzivo are the champions of the 2025 Victoria Falls Marathon held in the Wetland City this Sunday. Wyson, representing Cadence Athletics Club, took top honors in the men's full marathon, while Chidzivo of Misty Pest Athletics Club claimed first place in the women's category. In the 18-kilometer wheelchair race of the specially abled, God knows Hamadziripi won the men's tire. Stella Jongwe emerged as the winner in the female hand cycle race, while Samson Muroiwa took first place in the male hand cycle division. Ratizotom won the female tricycle section, and Nyasha Marakurwa triumphed in the male tricycle race. In the half marathon segment, Caroline Mandu emerged victorious in the women's race, with Wayne Kabondo taking first place in the men's race. The women's relay category was won by the Binga Athletics Academy, while Tendo Thunder scooped the men's relay title. The winners are thrilled about their achievements.
Honestly speaking, today I'm so excited about winning this race.
I'm so happy to fight until to the last. Legends never give up. Legends keep on fighting.
So ndrukufara
nindazvawo chijana ndavuka kungotewawo kokambo ndatora number 1 ndisentwa basi yadonse kuti kuri vari kuchijana rere.
I'm very happy, and I'm also thankful to God for blessing me with a sufficient grace to win this race.
Other participants also shared their excitement on being part of the event.
And I'm so excited to be here, to taking part in this marathon, and this is my second half marathon.
This is my second race for Econet Marathon. I really enjoyed it. I went for 10.5.
The 2025 Victoria Falls Marathon attracted 5,000 participants, including local and international athletes from countries such as Kenya, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. Tichawo Nakurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
All right, that story takes us to a break. Stay tuned.
In the month of July 2025, the world will gather at one of nature's greatest wonders, Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. From the 23rd to the 31st of July 2025, Zimbabwe will proudly host the 15th meeting of the Conference of the Contracting Parties to the Convention on Wetlands, COP15. This is more than a conference, it's a call to action, running under the theme, protecting wetlands for our common future. COP15 will unite 173 nations to address pressing issues, wise use of wetlands, biodiversity loss, climate change, and sustainable development. Together, we will explore innovative solutions, strengthen global commitments, and ensure wetlands remain vital for the current generation and those to come. Join us in shaping a sustainable future. COP15, Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, July 23rd to 31st. Protecting wetlands for our common future starts here. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Environment, Climate and Wildlife.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The government says the late national hero Zeso Holdings Executive Chairperson Dr. Sidney Gata deserves to be honoured due to his contribution to the energy sector and national development. This was said by the ZANU-PF National Chairperson, Comrade Opa Muchinguri Kashiri, who is the Minister of Defence, when she delivered the message of the national hero status to the Gata family in Harare this evening.
Officially announcing the national hero status at the family home in Harare Sunday evening, ZANU-PF National Chairperson Comrade Opa Muchinguri Kashiri said the late Dr. Gata worked hard in the energy sector.
Tauya wongu tiri kuchema
nekuti watisiya. Asi tiri kucelebrate zve. Hatinaye. Asi tinoziva mabasa ake, mabasa edu anotiteera. Tataura pano kuti munhu wakaona kuti nyika inowakwa nevene vayo. Inoda kuti uwe nekudzidzira mabasa akazviona kuti ndinoda zvekuita zvemagetsi. Kuunza chiedza munyika. Nyaya dzemagetsi kazhinji tisingabvumirwi kuita izvozvo zvana engineering nei. Zvainzi hatikwanisi, asi wakakwanisa. Njere dzake ashanda mukomana akazopiwa basa rekuzi iwe chienda mberi nebasa rekurana institution yakakura sezesa. Takaona mukomana paanga ari at the helm akatanga kupatsanura zesa iyoyo achitarisa mberi kuti magetsi waitoona kare kuti kune climate change ichauya. Hatingotarisi kariba chete, hatingotarisi kuti timpote zviro. Akawane vision yekuti kuenderera mberi nekambani iyi inoda kuti titarise other sources, tisingangotarisi hydroelectricity nekutarisazve thermal coal chete.
The Gata family expressed their gratitude after government's decision to bestow national hero status on the late Zesa Holdings executive chairperson.
We would like to thank the government of Zimbabwe through His Excellency President Mnangagwa for this great honor that has been bestowed upon our father to be made a national hero. The honor is very unexpected, but we are very, very grateful because we do believe all our lives what we have known is that our father has been passionate about the nation, passionate about electricity, and passionate about seeing this country go forward.
He did a lot for the energy sector. He was passionate about every Zimbabwean being able to access electricity. And whatever means he employed to make sure there are financial initiatives that will assist the rebuilding or the extension of the infrastructure, the electricity. And the Vision 2030, he always spoke about every day that everyone must have access to electricity by 2030. Unfortunately, it's passed on, but I'm sure those that remain were mentored by Dr. Gata, and they will make sure they pursue his vision.
A distinguished energy, power and infrastructure development specialist, Dr. Gata is credited for dedicating his life to advancing energy solutions and infrastructure development in the country. This Saturday, President Emmerson Mnangagwa visited the family home in Harare to pay his condolences, describing the late Dr. Gata as a brilliant individual with high integrity who contributed immensely to the country's energy sector. Dr. Gata died on Thursday after a short illness at the age of 79. He is survived by his wife, Honorable Angeline Gata, the Deputy Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Children and Grandchildren. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
And now in showbiz, sibling artists Hugh and Lionel Mubaiwa have unveiled the Zemudenga exhibition at the National Gallery in Harare, showcasing abstract works created from recycled materials and childhood inspirations.
The landmark exhibition features Hugh's abstract canvas paintings alongside Lionel's animal-themed sculptures made from reclaimed materials. Hugh Mubaiwa explains their collaborative vision.
Lunga ndikade kuzivisa kuti art inotovewo mutauro. Saka mutauro weart uri muno wakasanganisira yatinoti abstract ine kuvhenganisa kwepfungwa kuti kuburitse maonero kozoita zvimwe zviri zvinoonekera zvekuti ukatongotarisa unotoziva kuti ichi chii. saka ndo zvino mavhenganisiro atakazviita musanganiswa nemavara pakuedza kutsanangura.
For Lionel, this marks their first joint exhibition in 33 years.
Muchange muchiona kuti weki redu richange richitaura kufananidza nemufananidzo yemhuka, kunyanya kwandiri ndoshandisa mhuka kutaura upenyu hwevanhu zvichibva mungano dzataiudzwa namai vedu kwatakakurira kumhondoro.
The free entry exhibition will be running until the 16th of August at the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
And now we turn to the Met Department for the weather report and forecast.
A very different Monday and Tuesday is expected in the weather ahead, but for tonight we're expecting a very cold evening over much of the country because of the clear skies that we had across much of the country. However, we've got strengthening southeasterly winds that should cause a difference of the weather over the southeastern parts as we get into Tuesday. Much of today was generally warm with clear skies, but it became cold over much of the country with some areas experiencing ground frost as of this morning, areas such as Matopos, Nyanga, as well as Mkhandi. For much of tomorrow, we're expecting clear skies, but those southeasterly winds should bring moisture over the southeastern parts, giving us cloudy conditions over those areas as we get into Tuesday. That's the white stuff that you see on the screen there, indicating a bit of rain and drizzle as the green color you saw earlier on over the southeastern parts of the country. But for tonight, we're expecting generally clear skies with cool conditions over much of the country. Slight ground frost is projected, especially along the main watershed. Cooling southeasterlies are projected from Monday evening, cooling out slightly over the southern parts. Further cooling is expected on Tuesday, but for Bulawayo, we're expecting the temperatures to drop by about 10 degrees to about 16 on Tuesday. So it should be a felt cold over Bulawayo area. Same for Matopos, we were expecting an 11-degree drop on Tuesday to about 15 degrees Celsius. Same for Gwanda, we were expecting another temperature drop on Tuesday because of the cloudy conditions entering in from the south. It should also influence where we were expecting it to drop to 18, 15 for Masvingo, with those cooling southeasterlies causing a bit of drizzle in places. And for Nyanga, we're expecting it to drop to 12 degrees Celsius on Tuesday. Marondera 16 by Tuesday, so it should be cool across much of the southern and eastern parts of the country. Harare also experiencing a slight drop by about 5 degrees Celsius. For Kwekwe, we're also expecting that 5-degree drop to about 23 degrees on Tuesday. For Kadoma, it's just 4 degrees with 24 with a bit of sunshine. Also into Chinoy, we were expecting it to drop to about 26. For Victoria Falls, it just drops by about 3 degrees to 26 as well, whilst Lupane drops to about 25 on Tuesday, giving us cooling southeasterly winds, also influencing Bindura to about 24 on Tuesday. Kariba, just a slight drop to 28. And further on to 26 on Wednesday. That's all for our weather and forecast. Been a pleasure, Zimbabwe. I'm James Goma Jr. for the Met Department.
Thank you so much to the Met Department for the weather report and forecast.
Now, in our video of the week, we pay tribute to the late Vice President Dr. Joshua Nkomo, who died on the 1st of July in 1999.
So that